Oakland's police chief says his officers made a mistake in a shooting.
It happened as they were trying to chase down 3 suspected robbers outside a restaurant on Clay Street. They spotted 3 guys matching the description a block away on Jefferson Street, and one officer opened fire, wounding someone who had nothing to do with the robbery. ABC 7 News reporter Nick Smith is live tonight with what the chief says about all this. Nick?
Dan, Cheryl, clearly a case of mistaken identity. Follow me. A woman in her 40s who was an employee at Cheval restaurant at 10th and Clay was leaving work headed to that parking lot. She says 3 men, late teens, early 20s, black men, wearing dark clothing, approached her. One of them pulled out a knife, shoved her to the ground. She hit her head on the car. They took her purse. She ran back into the restaurant and called 911. It's the events after that that would lead to a teen being shot. Oakland Police Chief Howard Jordan called the investigation fluid and stressed that there are several moving parts. Now, just before 10 p.m., OPD received a call from Cheval restaurant at 10th and Clay Street that an employee had been robbed at knife point. Minutes later, the first OPD unit arrived. Less than 2 minutes after that, OPD received a second call stating that the restaurant had been robbed, but that call was disconnected. Jordan said that shortly after his first officer arrived, additional units were on the scene and spotted 3 individuals fitting the description of their suspects at the corner of 10th and Jefferson. Jordan says the officer perceived a threat from one of the individuals and fired a single round.
The officers were directed there by a witness, someone that was involved or knew about the robbery. So based on that information, I believe the officers had the right to follow up on that and take action.
All 3 teens were detained. Police say the teen who was wounded is 15 or 16 years old. They say he was grazed by the bullet on the right side of his jaw. The officers would soon learn that neither the teen who was shot nor his 2 friends were involved in the crime, and none had weapons. Now, Chief Jordan would not say what the perceived threat to the officer was. Now, the department must determine if the action of that officer was appropriate. But Jordan stressed that his officers were led to this group of teens by a witness who was following them, someone he says that was either involved in or knew about the robbery. Now, it's also important to mention that the entire incident will be under review by the Internal Affairs Division. The compliance director will also weigh in. Chief Jordan says that he is also keeping the family of that wounded teen abreast of the investigation. At 10th and Jefferson, Nick Smith, ABC 7 News.
Nick, thank you so much.